Welcome to r/ entitled people. Lady screams at my mate for knowing how to code. This happened to my friend in 2 string, entitled lady, my mate, and OK kid, aka entitled lady son. Okay, so this summer, I live in the southern hemisphere, I decided to teach my mate Python, JavaScript, HTML, and C Pound. Sorry if I don't know the coding lingo. Okay, let me begin. He was sitting on a bench making something, so he had his terminal open. And he was just sitting there coding as usual, and then she arrives. And this is how their conversation went. What are you doing? Coding? No, you are not. Then what am I doing? Hacking my phone as well as my son's phone. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're a piece of crap, N-word, mother. My mate is as white as a ghost. Mom, leave him alone. Shut up, runt. Hey, stop cursing at me and your kid. I can do whatever I want. For all you know, I can rip your off. Leave me alone. No, 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 no. I'm calling the police. She sounded like an infant having a tantrum. I'm leaving. No, you are what? Then she grabbed his arm and dug her nails into his arm. Oh, frick! Don't swear in front of my son. Then mall security arrived. They saw blood on my mate's arm, and one of them tased her. Both of them were questioned. Her own son snitched on her, and my friend, for some reason, didn't press charges. So she was fined because she allegedly parked in a handicap spot, and my mate just left. Dude, I would have pressed charges right then and there. Your mate's definitely a lot more forgiving than I have. Wow. Guy gets 3 years in jail for not shutting his mouth up. So this is not my story, but my dad's. Also, I'm from Lativa. Grammar may not be the best. So doubting my dad, the idiot will be the idiot, and no, my dad did not know the idiot personally. So he works as a police chief. The idiot robbed his store and got caught, and the judge sentenced the idiot 1 year in jail. And my dad's his team's job was to take him from the courtroom to the prison. But it was late, and they wanted to go home early. And they already lived when they're giving guns back to the police station. And so they go up and pick up the idiot, and they drive the idiot to the prison. When the idiot gets out, the idiot tries to run for it. But the idiot was in handcuffs, and the snow is up to your knees. So the idiot barely got 10 meters before the idiot got caught, and my dad brings the idiot in. Excuse me. When Dad knows for running, he would need to write up a report the fights that the idiot did try to do. But it's late, and my dad wanted to get home and just let the idiot off the hook for it. In those times, you can do that. Here's the best part of the idiot. Here's the best part. The idiot started to write to my dad's boss, when I tried to run, what they started to shot at me, blah, blah, blah. And of course, my dad's boss was confused because my dad never gave a report about an attempt to escape. So the trial was about to start, the attempt to escape of the same judge, and the idiot started to whine to the judge about how they started to shoot at him, and he almost died. But earlier, so my dad already gave his gun to the police station before he went to pick up the idiot. Well, every time you give your gun back, you need to send the signatures at what time you gave your gun. And the only thing that it showed was one piece of paper that proved that they didn't even have the guns on at the moment. And the judge, which went easy on the guy for the first time, when the judge gave him a year in jail for robbing a store, He gave the same idiot the max of 3 years in jail. The end. Okay, this is a completely different country, but 3 years for robbery? That's it? Alright, I guess. Next up, entitled couple walks in front of my moving car. Two old Karens is harass Walmart workers. They're two show a perfect example of 100% pure entitlement. They also happen to be on the night after Thanksgiving. I hope y'all enjoy them. Usual disclaimers on front English. And idiot are the only two languages except bad punctuation and grammar everywhere. So I'm gonna hopefully we want to match both stories into one because they both happen at the same place. Yes, I got that lucky. Anyway, so I just got over to having the beer bug, CVID. After 3 weeks, I decided to go to Walmart to get my mom's jugs of distilled water so she can make hot tea. I was taking a 6-minute drive to the store, listening to Toby Mac, K 5 through 2, Christian. They're K and Toby Mac, K and 5-2. They're Christian rap artist. Owl City and a Christmas playlist I made and having just a great time. Then I turned into the parking lot of the giant blue Target store. I went to park. Now, anyone who knows anything about Walmart knows at the front of the stores they have a stop or yield sign so you can watch out for oncoming pedestrians. At the store, I go to 3 points where you need to stop, and so when I hit the first one, I stop and let people go. I look both ways, then I go. When I hit the stop point in the middle of the store is when an entitled couple of the first story comes into play. I came into a full stop, looked both ways 2 times, and then I hit the gas because there was not one single person walking across the road. It's my car picking up speed. It was just some dude looking at his phone, speed walks in front of my car, causing me to slam on my brakes. He never took his eye off his phone until he walked past my car. Right after he crossed, this one, his girlfriend, I'm assuming, also walked straight through, and they both just stared at me in my car the entire time. And they were talking to the entrance. They were walking to the entrance in front of the store, all while I'm in my car saying, "It's your flippin' fault. You almost got killed." I was at a full stop. This was while my windows were closed because it was 20 degrees here in Ohio. And I went and parked and said a few more non-Christian words and headed back into the store. When I got into the store, walking over the 6 gallons of water, my night was made a little better when a kind older man in an electric cart was there. I asked him multiple times if he needed help, but he said no. I was very kind to offer. Come to find out, when he was checking out, he had just had cancer treatments, God bless him. I grab my water and then go back to the curb, grab some keto-friendly ice cream, snickerdoodle, gingerbread, banana, peanut butter cup, banana cream pie, the brand's Rebel on Halo top. Fantastic stuff and tastes no different than the non-keto stuff. Anyway, when I was getting to the ice cream, I saw that pints that were damaged and one that would look bent in half. How the heck does this even happen? It was frozen. This is when I took 2 damaged one at the front desk. This is when we enter the middle of the 2 Karens. There were 2 of them. Not one, but 2 of them. But only one did all the talking, or should I say, yes, or yelling. Now, normally I have issues with Walmart because they always never do their jobs. These 2 employees, one of them being 18 at the oldest and the other in mid-40s, were doing their job perfectly fine. From what I could tell, some women were trying to send something back and get it for cheaper. The box did not have a UPC code on it. Now, my friends, anyone who works in customer service, hell, anyone that have a brain knows that without the barcode, you cannot have the item sold. Barcode means you cannot look it up to see if they have the item in stock. So, the head Karen starts yelling at these poor workers, saying, "Well, what are you going to do about this? How am I going to get my money?" Or something like that. And again, I came with the middle of the conversation, but I had the general gist, and asked, "What are you going to do with the item?" The older employee said that they will send it off. They will look at the item, mark it down to sell it. Anytime they send off an item, new or old, they mark it as used. Makes sense if you ask me. Head Karen starts, "Well, how long is that going to take?" And the older employer said, I do not know. Look at all the stuff people have returned. There were about 10 carts filled with returns. Younger worker went out to do something else. Who could blame her? Head Karen walked over to me and shook her head, trying to get me on her side. I just stood there. She walked back to the desk and I yelled, "Well, what are you going to do for me?" Multiple times until the super patient older employee snapped and said, "Ma'am, there's nothing I can do for you." The younger worker had to come back while the head Karen was still yelling, and I whispered to the girl some lines of, "Listen, you're doing a fantastic job. Don't listen to her. You're doing the job perfectly and keep up the amazing work." I just told her I just got over the beer bug, and when I started, it was hard breathing. Now I'm blessed to be well and be able to breathe. I want to make sure everyone knows they're blessed. I made her smile, which made me smile. When I was done, the two Karens left, with the head Karen yelling, "Come on, they don't want to do their jobs," and they left. I gave the ice cream to the younger to the younger worker, and waited to talk to the older one while she took care of a much, much nicer lady. I told her the same things I told the younger one. I said that normally I'll ask for the kinds of questions as they will, but I'll be as nice as I can. I don't want to come off as a bother. If you are doing your job, then I want to be as kind as I can. The older worker said that she is a non-confrontational, just like I am, but the old lady pushed her over the edge. Again, who can blame her? I still have my issue with Walmart, but it's there we go. My issues with Walmart, but usually it's only when there's no staff or the staff does not want to do the jobs. If you were trying to do the job, then I'm happy to as long as it's wait and to work with you. I said my goodbyes and I flagged down the younger worker and told her she did not deserve that and gave her a hug. Sometimes you just need one. And then she never dropped her smile. I went to check out only to end my trip talking to the nice older man I saw at the water aisle, and we had a nice conversation. That is when I found out he was having cancer treatments and he was weak. I offered again to help him out, but he said no and thanked me. He said that he is blessed, that he is trusted that Jesus will get him through this. Really need my better. No, guys, please, no matter how bad your day is, be kind to retail workers. They are not getting paid enough to deal with your rage and entitled backsides. And it's a thankless hard job. If they say they cannot help you and they're being honest, listen to them. Me working at a sports bar as a busboy, try to be hard to work with all those people. And I know this is saying a lot, but I think that everyone needs to work in customer service. Everybody needs to work in customer service 1 week so they know how hard it is to have sympathy. Well, honestly, I honestly I appreciate your. Oh, and the item they wanted cheaper was $100+ shark steamer. I don't know what a shark steamer is, but I do appreciate this guy's honesty. I like that, honestly. Here we go. How about one more? Entitled two more. Entitled person at Mexican restaurants treats my mother like a dog. Okay, so this probably isn't as bad as the other stories on here, but I thought I should share it anyway. So my mother used to work at this Mexican restaurant before I was born. You know what? There's not much backstory to this. So my mom was serving this group of I assume friends. My mom served them up, and there was no problem. But when my mom went to check on the lady in the group, we'll just call her ML for me lady, asked my mom for a refill by shaking her cup with still ice in her face, snapping and whistling just like a dog. Apparently, come here, girl. My mom then leaned forward to ML and said, "I'm not a blanking dog." To see the end, ML did not get a refill. And the others in the group were super, super sorry for not doing that and gave my mom a big tip. And then they paid the check and the bottom went rude. This is much shorter, but I like to share anyways. Your mother had to stand up for herself on that one, so definitely applause for her. And how about one more called "I'm Sorry, My." Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, okay, wow. Alright, it's gonna be a doozy. So this happened yesterday, and just still thinking about it pisses me off. I'm a pet groomer, and yesterday I had to deal with the lady of the 7 to 9 month old puppy that I was grooming. She was one of those overprotective owners that had issues being away from her dog for more than 5 minutes, saying the dog has anxiety, when in reality it's the owner was the problem. Then I said I quoted the typical time it takes to complete a groom a puppy is not easy to do grooming. It's a context of 3 to 4 hours. I'm more reading for the context fast here. My gets antsy about the time, but decides to leave the dog and we go about our business as usual. My third part of the day shows up about 10. A cat who was booked for a bath and her feet and butt trim. This cat was freshly adopted, which I did not know until after the fact, and she had never been exposed to a grooming salon. All things considered, the cat was pretty chill, so I was comfortable taking it back. I decided to go ahead and get the cat out of the way because it was showing some minor signs of stress, and a bath would be pretty quick and easy. I put the air muzzle on the cat and trim the death jaggers. Everything was fine. I got to shave, and then I go to shave the paw pads, and all hell breaks loose. Cat starts freaking out, gets the air muzzle off, starts bouncing all around the grooming table like a ball in a pinball machine. I try to reach for the cat to keep him from injuring himself, and he lashes my arm like a boa constrictor and bites down my wrist and starts shredding my arm of what's left of its claws. When he finally lets go, I'm bleeding profusely, and it feels like someone's injected fire into my veins. The pain is absolutely unreal. After getting help and having myself a good cry from the pain, I calmed down enough that I can call my clients and explain that I have to stop services due to injury to try to move more people around. Most people understand naturally, but when I get to the owner of the puppy, she is pissed. It should be noted that the point of her dog only had the burn for 2 hours. She's in her bath, and her body was clipped down, and her head started. I was in the beginning to finish the work on the puppy when the cat in. Okay, so the puppy was pretty much done. I explained to her that I've been injured and need to stop services so I can seek medical attention. I give her the option to be moved over to another groomer or to finish the groom the same day. But this might take longer than the quoted time because the groomer has his own appointments to do. I don't understand. She's been there all day already and she's still not done. You haven't done anything to her the whole time. As I said, she's 90% done. She just needs some detail work to be finished up, like some scissoring and her nails and ears. And you haven't even done her nails yet? Have you done anything to her? Her nails aren't done because I chose to do them at the end of the groom. This is my personal preference as a groomer. But she is, as I said, 90% done. She's had her bath, her pre-clip. She can still be done today, but it just may take some extra time as the other groomer has his appointments and we wouldn't be working around her. This is unacceptable. I can't believe you've had her all this time and you practically have the whole groom to finish. Isn't there anyone else you can finish? Yes, but as I stated, it may take some extra time as he has his own dogs to groom. This is ridiculous. How much is left to be done on her? As I said, just some detail work, some scissoring of her feet, hands, head, and face, and her nails and ears. Oh, no, no, no. I can't believe this. And there's not another person going to finish her now? No, ma'am. The only other one working today. If you don't want to leave her to be finished today, then the only option is to rebook and finish a different day. This is just ridiculous. I can't believe this. You've had her all this time. I'll just pick her up. What? Just pick her up. What's your next available day? I booked an appointment for later on that next weekend, she hangs up on me. I was so pissed. Like, I'm freaking injured, lady. I'm sorry, in a lot of pain. It took everything to bite my tongue and just tell her not to come back when she picks up the dog. Seriously, the nerve of some people. I understand my injury isn't her problem, but what the hell happened to having empathy for people and freaking common decency? Edit to add, since a lot of people don't understand how the grooming process works, we do not work on a single pet straight through unless you pay extra for that service. Most grooming salons run a rotation system with a 2 to 3 dogs at a single time. This is because most pets won't tolerate being worked on straight through. So while one is having a break, we work on another pet. Yes, some salons will do one on a time, but most do not. Usually, you get those one-on-one type of services of mobile and house call grooming. Wow, dude. First of all, that cat, I would drop her as a client. I'm just gonna read the comments here. Oh my gosh, are you okay? Did you go to the ER and get some antibiotics? Did you get? Okay, I did. There's an update down here. I did get medical care and antibiotics. I'm so glad things went well for you and your pup and that you got a loving home. Still, yeah, absolutely. It sounds like most were understanding, like just with the just yeah. I don't think malicious compliance would have worked here because if you just got blood all over her dog, yeah, I don't think that would have ended well. So, wow, that sucks, G. I'm sorry, but that was entitled people. Thank you much.